It is about a man named Ravi and a room that should never be opened. This story will make you question silence, darkness, and what happens when you enter the wrong room. Ravi had just moved into a new apartment building, one of those old, sterile structures where the silence feels heavy. He spent his first night unpacking in the vast, empty rooms, the stark white walls seeming to watch him. A sense of unease settled in his stomach, a feeling of being observed, even though he was completely alone. He glanced at the clock on his phone. It was 12:47 a.m. The digits seemed to flicker for just a moment, a glitch in the quiet of the night. Later, as he tried to sleep, a sound pulled him from the edge of slumber, a slow, distinct creak from his front door. He held his breath, his heart beginning a low, steady beat against his ribs. The door hadn't been locked. Slowly, a sliver of the dark hallway was revealed. Then he heard it, not rushed, but deliberate and slow, coming down the corridor. One step, a pause, another step. They stopped right outside his apartment. A long, drawn-out silence hung in the air, thick and suffocating. Then a faint whisper echoed from the other side of the door, a sound so soft it was almost lost in the wind. "Are you awake?" The next morning, a shaken Ravi found the watchman. He asked if anyone had been walking the halls late at night. The old man, his face a mask of concern, shook his head. "No one, sir. The halls are empty after 10. He offered to check the CCTV footage. On the grainy screen, they watched the corridor from the previous night. The footage was filled with static, the image flickering erratically, but through the distortion. At exactly 12:47 a.m., a shadowy figure could be seen gliding down the hall, its form indistinct and warped. It stopped directly in front of Ravi's door, and as it leaned forward, the screen erupted in a burst of static and went completely black. The watchman explained that the camera on that floor always malfunctioned, especially near room 36. Driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, Ravi felt an unexplainable pull toward room 36. He walked down the corridor, the silence now feeling predatory. The room was at the very end of the hall, its door old and weathered, the lock broken and hanging loosely. He pushed it open. The air inside was cold and stagnant. The walls were covered in names, hundreds of them, scratched deep into the plaster. As his eyes scanned the unsettling gallery, a whisper, the same one from his door, slithered through the room. "We've been waiting." His gaze snapped to a fresh patch on the wall. His heart stopped. Scrawled in the plaster, still damp as if just finished, was his own name. Ravi. Before he could react, the heavy door slammed shut with a deafening boom, plunging him into absolute darkness. His panicked breath was loud in the suffocating silence. He fumbled for his phone, the sudden light of the screen blinding him. It showed the time. 12:47 a.m. The whisper returned, no longer faint, but clear and close, as if spoken directly into his ear. "You're one of us now. The building remains, a silent monument to its secrets." Ravi was never seen again. But sometimes, late at night, a new shadow can be seen moving down the desolate halls. It glides past room 302, then 303. Its pace steady and unhurried. It stops at the next occupied door, and a faint, distorted voice counts. 304. On the wall inside room 36, a new name appears, wet and unreadable. Another soul claimed by the silence. What horrors are you willing to uncover? Subscribe for more stories that dwell in the shadows.